and the New York Jets. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Velus Jones now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Now Fields going to throw on the first play. And his first look is incomplete.
That's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Fields going to keep it once more. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
An early message that this secondary is going to be tested because even though it fell incomplete, it almost felt like a warning shot to get things going.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 35 yards that time on the punt, and the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. Now Wilson on 1st down. And right away he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. Tucker McCann now for the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Taken at the goal line. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
On 1st down, right back to Hall. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 61 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues. Boy, some big runs here, Charles, already in this first quarter.
Yeah, if the lanes are there, go ahead and exploit them. But what I like the most, how decisive he is, putting his foot in the ground and going.
And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Bears are going to get the football back at their own 17.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away? It could cost them a ball game.
And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. It's their 3rd drive now, and so far we've seen a punt, and that second drive, CD, they turned the ball over, so not the start that they were envisioning. Yeah, they've been ineffective so far, but look, they've worked on a game plan all week long. Don't get away from it too soon. Find a way to get some significant gains, loosen up, get going, and then they should be okay the rest of the way. First carry now for David Montgomery. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground. Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball? Absolutely. You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That play unable to get started thanks to the defense of Quan Alexander. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable. Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing. Because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you. And he will finally be taken down at the Jets' 16-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. What a run there. I mean, you've got speed, elusiveness, escapability, all rolled into one. And we all know that quarterbacks are coached. They get the ball to the guys who can do all the things you just described. You want those guys who have speed, elusiveness, and escapability all rolled into one. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Velus Jones, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. And he clanks it off the right upright, and it's no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. After one, it's 13-6. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down. From the shotgun, Wilson.
This pass complete. He finds Jeremy Ruckert on the move past the 40. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
He'll get it to the 23-yard line.
74 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. The Jets at 3-7 now on the year, and they come in the midst of a pretty bad stretch here. Losers of 5 straight.
And far be it from me to go ahead and go gloom and doom, right? If they fall down 7-0, 14-0, all of a sudden the cycle starts all over again. So the best way out of this for them, they need...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And now the rookie's free. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
Well, if you have this defense on your fantasy football team, you are loving this right now. Their second touchdown. We're only in the first half. Remember, they had the fumble return for 6 earlier, Charles, and here the INT return.
Yeah, and we're still in the first half of this game. This group, they've been awfully quick to capitalize on mistakes made by the offense, and that one they take to the house as well. Be careful with the football with them. They turn it around on you quickly.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Moore. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring up second down.
Here we go. Set.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Again, he finds Moore. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
To throw again is Wilson.
Connection made to Ruckert. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Alpha.
All again on second down.
And he'll go down at the 28. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Now it's Wilson.
Throw over the middle. He's got Ruckert.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick 6 just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
The quick slant caught. Second and goal from the 1. They'll look to run with Hall. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets.
Breece Hall, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Wilson going to throw for it. This is caught. Was he in? Yes. 2 points. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes can prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Another try after the first down sack.
Fields. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
On first down, Fields.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Let's go now, let's go now, let's go now.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. Oh, nice move. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. But I think a Jet was able to recover, and they'll keep possession thanks to a heads-up play. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. On third down, Wilson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jaquan Brisker.
And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears.
J.J. Arcega-Whiteside in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bears will extend their lead here just before halftime.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the lead now stands at 13.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. Taken from about the 12.
So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Charles, some things to like about that first half. Ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think things bode well for a possible comeback, because I thought a lot of their best reps in the first half came through the passing game. They were hitting the open receivers, taking whatever the coverage gave them and making it work well for themselves. Now, they just want to pick up the pace of scoring a little bit. So I expect them to come back, continue to throw the ball effectively.
And even 100 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Here's Hall again.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. To throw is Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Bears are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
Tough when they are first drive of the 3rd quarter, throwing interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator?
Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time.
Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I'll give them credit winning that first snap and forcing an incompletion. They're hoping that'll deflate the offense a little bit if they took the field charged up after taking over after a turnover.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Throwing is Wilson. He finds his man complete. That's Wilson.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
On second down, a run with Hall.
And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown there, and the Jets have got it back to within a score.
This time, the extra point up and good, and the lead will shrink to 6. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away.
Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Pretty important third-quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Fields going to get that out wide to Mooney.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
Fields on target to Mooney. First down, Chicago. Read option. Here's Montgomery.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Back to Montgomery on second down. And he'll get about 3 out of that up to the 39-yard line.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And some room to work. And he will finally be taken down at the Jets' 19-yard line. 73 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. First down, here's the run to Montgomery. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now first and goal.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked
picked off by Bryce Hall. And the Jets are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move it down the field well. Cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here, because they were sharp in moving it down the field, but sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown is a given, and it doesn't always work out that way, as we saw there.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson.
And that's going to be caught downfield by Mims.
The 40, 20, 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Denzel Mims
taking it goal line to goal line, 100 yards.
And the Jets have tied the ball game with a chance to go ahead now in the final seconds of the third quarter.
Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and that will put them on top here in the third. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away.
Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he's going to be out of bounds here as his guys will have it to start the fourth. This time has run out on quarter number 3. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. Meanwhile, Fields' throw there complete to Mooney. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that?
Now a first down throw, Fields.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown.
N'Keal Harry
from 21 yards away.
And the Bears answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth quarter lead. Trying to run it in with Montgomery.
And he will get into the end zone for the 2 points, and that helps. That gives him a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's second down. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Now it's Wilson. pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Robert Quinn in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Ready, ready.
So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
McCann for the point after.
And the lead is up to 14.
Makes the score Bears 42, Jets 28.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Taken at about the 1. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick 6. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. Wilson getting right back to it after the pick 6. This pass out wide to Hall. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Here's 2nd and a yard. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Extra point by McCann, up and good, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fields it right around the goal line. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And it's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. Yeah, he'll find Hall. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
There's Hall bringing in another one. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort.
Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. It's a gain of 35. Now, defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safety.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Breece Hall with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jets have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Zuerlein good with a PAT. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away.
Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
At their own 14-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. He's able to call his own number for 8 that time, but it leaves him with a 3rd down. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here's Fields.
He's going to wind up and air it out. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return.
And the Jets will take over.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
Here's Wilson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked off by Jalen Johnson.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
McCann now for the extra point.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points.
Makes the score Bears 56, Jets 35. Cairo Santos to kick off for Chicago.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Here's Wilson to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Moore. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now Wilson. And this one too low. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Roquan Smith. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense. But they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one is, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Chicago, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they'll return home next week to take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they've fallen out of things now as they sink to 3-8. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S.
God for me, who could be against me? I guess all of that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted. East Coast and 6'4s hitting switch. It's not a conflict of interest.
Cut it with the business. West Coast rocking them Timberlands, deep up in them trenches. It's no difference. Neither one play games when swinging for them fences. We want the finer things that's expensive. They hit them either close range or at a distance. If God for me, why bother? I got my game from the Godfather. Top of the food chain, rock bottom. And handle my business when it was my problem. Jeep. Flossing with a gold chain. I got my Turkish rope with matching gold things. Bomber jacket in the winter, it's a cold game. I met some East Coast up in Spokane. Some of the realest in this dope game. I got my curly top looking like special ed. Clean fade on the side, bumping that red head. Clean tags when I ride, ducking the feds. East Coast, they get that bread. You put the, you end up dead. The West Coast, they leave that spread. And now you got calling your dread head.
If God for me, who could be against me? I guess all of that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm